Good morning. Hey, what's up, people? So, Thursday is here, last day of the week in our target, in our schedule actually. So that means today we need to have the fuel tank done. This is the goal of the week. So it's going pretty well. I'm pretty confident we get that all done today, pretty sure. I mean, this morning we're gonna be welding the actual adapter ring on top of the fuel tank, which means after that it's gonna be fitting the fuel pump in there. That can be tricky-ish, but like it's really no big deal, just casual stuff. So, well, casual, still my first fuel pump I'm gonna put in there, but it's basically a cylinder you put in there, two wires and a hose, so should be quite doable. This morning, yeah, we're gonna start on that. We need to make sure the interior is still clean. Last night my girlfriend's brother was here. I actually let him try the TIG welder, so we just went on and did a piece of scrap metal there so he could lay down his first TIG welding bead, and this is the side I showed him, and this is what he has done. So honestly, pretty decent for someone who has actually never really welded anything at all. Let me try to focus on that. Hey, there we go. So that's like one of his first pass ever. So he did pretty well. Like he really enjoyed that, just like me. I think there was like a little something on the fact of TIG welding. It's so calm, so quiet. Like yes, you have the welder doing a bit of noise in the background, but the welding process itself is so quiet. You just look and you appreciate the moment there. So it's really, really good. And yeah, so he really had a blast on that. So after he was done doing that, I did actually test fit the adapter ring on top that was still not fitting in there like it was before we weld that edge, which means we really had some expansion, so the material pushed a little bit to the inside with the heat. So I just grinded a little bit more material. However, that means also I need to clean up again the inside. So this is what we're gonna start with this morning. I'm gonna remove the adapter ring, and then we're gonna go with putting it back in place and welding it. Also, I need to remove it because I need to clean the edge actually, because we're gonna be welding that edge to the fuel tank. So let's get straight into it. I'm gonna bring the fuel tank back here. I could have made myself a little bit of space, that would have been appreciated. Can it stay there without pushing the mouse? Sounds like a yes. We're gonna go on our third filler rod this morning because we are pretty much done with the second one. This is what's left after we did have a bit of a fun with it last night, me and my girlfriend's brother. So yeah, it's cool. It's really cool. Like it's a really cool skill to learn. There was Tigwig and Micah telling me it might be frustrating to learn that, but honestly, I feel like it's completely the opposite. Like, I really just have fun learning that skill. It's not easy, but it's really doable. There we go. So as you can see, it's even a bigger tight fit than it was, which I'm okay with, honestly. Like, it doesn't matter. The edge here, if I turn on that cam, dual side. So, it's getting loose, that cam stand. Let me just do something. There we go. All right, so the edge here basically that we grinded is now a little bit towards the top, so we will see how that goes. I need to also just put a little bit of sanding through it just to clean it up a little bit more, but honestly everything's looking great. And yeah, we're gonna have, like I said, to clean a little bit of the interior because there's a bit of schmitz that went into that, and then we're gonna be ready to weld already. So first thing first, let's go with the floppy disk and a little bit of sanding. So I don't know if I put my little wee-woo back in place. I think so. Nope. So we're gonna have to find it back. Lol. Classic me. Where did I put that there? Hey, got it. Cool. So with the little flappy disc, we're just going to scratch the surface and clean everything. I had to weld back a little hole there from one of the screws, so I'm just going to make it flush also. And then we're gonna clean the inside and put that adapter ring right in place. So let's go. Loud noise. All right, I feel like I'm missing a bit of air into my thingy. So I'm gonna take a look if I'm going with that again or if I'm doing something else. Because right now I will just need to literally sand a little bit more the side there, but I don't really have anything good for that. I'm just really looking for a better, maybe the little belt sander could actually do its job there. Let's try it. Loud noise. Loud noise. All right, so that was pretty much it. So we cleaned all the schmutz. It did pretty good with the belt sander actually. So I'm just going to try to push all the dirt in one direction there, and with a little bit of blue towel, if I can find back my roll, there, over there. I'm gonna be bringing all that out of the tank, and then we're fitting it in with starting welding. So the welding process is gonna be splitted in a bunch of different steps. We're gonna do basically 4 sides at once, then take a break, then move to another part. All right, I'm gonna put a bit of brake cleaner because the dirt is not sticking pretty well. Front cam, or actually dual front. There you go. So yeah, the idea here is gonna be to weld 1 inches pretty much side at a time, and then after that we're gonna move towards like taking a little break. We're just gonna wait a little bit, and once the break is taken, we're gonna make sure that we are pretty cold so that we can start doing 4 more inches all around. So it's gonna be in 3 steps that we're gonna do that, and the idea there is to prevent damaging the thread from the adapter ring, and also having a good heat dispersion, and like making sure it's not warping, because if we warp that here, basically it's not going to seal properly, and if it's not sealed properly, that means no Gucci. Let's go, there we go. You should be wearing gloves, by the way, when you're doing that, but I'm a thug, so I'm not. We're getting there. Everything's pretty much looking great. I'm gonna do that. Pump, 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 pump. Do that. Do that. That. Trying to find a bit of light here, just so I can go and pick up the schmutz. Like, it won't be 100% perfect, but the closest to it, the better it is. Because basically, like I said, this will avoid having dirt straight on top of our fuel filter. Yep, that's looking pretty good. I don't see anything. I'm gonna try to see if I have some laying on the other side. Let me grab my cell phone for flashlight purpose. That's good. Really good on that side. So we just have a little bit left at the back here. So we're gonna try to bring it towards the front. Yep, let's try to catch that. Because if I'm stopping now, I'm gonna be pissed about myself, because that's just being lazy at this point. See? Yep, just that little 5%. The few little steps to perfection. And it's important to be careful about dirt and everything. Like fuel tank, we have 3 filters. Well, we're gonna have 2 filters, one before the pump and one even smaller after the pump. which means we will pretty much catch a lot of the metal dust, a lot of any kind of dust actually that will be in there, but we still want to make sure it's really, really clean. So now that we're done with that, we're gonna be grinding a little bit of the side of this before fitting it back in there. So this is going to go straight at the top here, and we're gonna be already good to go and weld it. Only thing I'm gonna make sure is the clocking of it, because basically I can put that this like that, so I can move a little bit the configuration of the holes. So I'm gonna take the assembly and make sure we're okay with that. But yeah. In fact, let's do that right now just to have a rough idea of where it's gonna lay down. Just because I like to show off this marvelous piece of technology. Dual side. There you go. So basically here the idea to clock it is to have like, we have a bit of a deep space here, like this is deeper than the top surface, and it will allow some hoses to get out, some fuel line, and therefore we want to make sure that when we're gonna be in here, we can either line it up this way, but what I'm thinking about is lining up this way. So if I want my outlet to go in a little funky way or something, I'm gonna be able to. And we have to keep in mind that here probably the outlet 1 and 2 are going to meet at some point in a Y pipe, so I need to keep that in mind. And yeah, therefore I want to be able to clock it on whatever orientation I want it. In fact, if I was completely honest, I think they should have done the return line like in a different position, like maybe at the back here or something, because I feel like it's gonna be a bit painful to have the middle hose here in between those two that needs to meet somewhere. So, but at the same time, I understand that if you're like this and have the return at the back, it will be painful also. So I'm guessing after a lot of thinking, this is the idea, the best idea, and it allows you to have some pretty good and decent fitting distance and everything at the bottom. But yeah, just my 2 cents. Also, one thing to take care of with those kind of product, the return line is right next to the filters for the fuel pump. So you have to make sure that your fuel returning to the tank is not too hot, because sometimes it gets hotter traveling through the tank, going through the frame rail close to the engine and coming back on the return line, which means you could be pushing some hot fuel in your tank close to your fuel pump, and that fuel pump picking up that. You can have, I think they call it sublimation, when it goes from the liquid state to the gas state, to a gas state straight into the lines. So this is no Gucci if that happens, but yeah, it can be a thing. I don't think it's gonna be a thing in our application because we're not aiming at enough power for that. I've heard of that on cars of like 1500 horsepower, which is pretty mental to be fair. So there we go. This is clean, everything's clean. I'm gonna bring the belt sander. I think we're gonna be just scratching that, or in fact I can do it with with the rest of the air in the compressor, and then we're gonna be moving at welding already. So pretty cool. Loud noise. tilted now. Yeah, this is pushing on that. Oh, yeah. Alright, so I need to line up these. That's why this is the offset of the pulley I should have. Hey, good morning. Yeah, well, I think actually this is like tilting a little bit the pulley at the back here. So you can see that when I was moving that, it was changing where it was sliding. Hell yeah, we can figure everything out. So, good morning, by the way, Tig. How are you doing today? Loud noise. Oh yeah, man, today is the day, goal of the week. Are we going to achieve it? I'm pretty sure yes, because honestly everything's looking so good right now. Cool, so we just have cleaned up the edge we're going to weld, so that's gonna help a lot to get ourselves a really nice welding surface. No coating, no nothing that could make our weld go wrong. So let's bring that to the ground again. There we go. Let's clean up that. You have only TIG welded for inside a week, about to overcome a giant project and put your skills to the test. Something to be proud of, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, honestly, that's crazy, eh? 1 week of TIG welding, and oh, you were maybe not there. You were lurking a lot because you had a lot of job yesterday. We figured out there was a leak on the seal on the fuel tank, and we already welded there. All right, thank you, camera. So we already welded one ring that was machined with the other one around here, because basically when I was pushing air through that gap there, well, through just like where it was meeting, it was bubbling all around with like the soapy acid I put in there to wash it. So basically I knew there was a leak from there to there, so there will have been vapor leaking since we opened up that space there. So we welded a first ring there. I had a bit of distortion on the other side. It popped out a little bit, but we're ready to put the ring this morning in it. So basically I'm gonna be welding my ring to the edge that was going the best yesterday, and also like slightly going on top of my first layer of TIG welding. So I think going from weld to a previous weld is gonna help a lot to not go through and manage the heat a little bit more. So this needs now a bit of motivation to get in there. I'm gonna take the rubber hammer out. Loud noise. How was the material? Honestly, pretty good. I had two holes in two spots to the outer side, but the inner side of the weld towards the ring was really doing great at about 60 amps. So 60 amps was the amperage I used, so that was pretty good. Right now, I'm tempted to maybe try to grind even more, but I think right now it's not a fitment about the white of the hole, but more because it distorted it a little bit. So I might have to push on it to tack it in place. And yeah, I feel like because it did distort a little bit, I'm having a bigger gap than we used to have, which is part of the game, I guess, because I'm really flush in some places. But yeah, I won't have to tack it actually because it cannot move at all. The only thing I'm wondering is if I can use a C-clamp to push it together. But yeah, so tank-wise, it was doing pretty good. It's not really changing, or maybe a lot, a little, a lot, yeah. Very English speaking. Oh yeah, it is changing a little bit. So we might use that to just give us a little bit of help on closing the gap. It helps bringing the tank up. So yeah, there we go. We have a project now. So I'm gonna get prepared for the welding session. So like I said, the idea will be to start probably, let me bring you a little bit closer and higher so you have a better view there. So the idea will be to basically start in between two holes, weld that, move to the other side, weld between two holes, take a break so it cools down a little bit. And we really want to go from like an in between and just move around. So because I want to make sure I'm not bringing too much heat close to those holes, so that's why we're gonna start and go from the middle of one to another one. So we should be mid-temp there. And if, like I'm usually doing, I'm bringing too much heat towards the end, I'm gonna be in between two holes. So it's gonna help to keep it safe for it, because that ring costs a lot, so I don't want to mess it up. All right. That. Oh yeah, and Tig, you wanna see something cool? My girlfriend's brother came home last night, and I gave him the opportunity to try the TIG welder. Keep in mind, no specific orientation, no. The only thing I'm looking at is having that mounting hole, like one hole almost fully to the upside here, by the way. So that's pretty much the only thing I'm looking at. But yeah, you can clock it anywhere. They all have the same spacing, so you can clock your fuel assembly, your fuel pump assembly after that. But that's a good thing. We're gonna try it back just before to make sure. But yeah, so my girlfriend's brother came home, and I gave him the chance to try the TIG welder. He never ever welded. Like, he tried my MIG welder once, so that's pretty much it. And yeah, front cam. There you go. So this is the side I've showed him. I have two welding masks, one that is automatic, the other one that is not. So with the non-automatic one, he was looking at what I was doing when I showed him here. So this is the weld I've done as a showcase. And then he went on and did his own side there. Come on. You got this camera. Yeah, we got it. All right, we're gonna get there. Come on. Yeah, he did really well. I'm just trying to get a better focus on the camera, but those webcams are not. Hey, there we go. So that's his first ever TIG weld session, TIG weld pass. He had to go back like in the center here. It was to cover a hole he left there. He was like having difficulties a little bit on travels and stuff, but honestly really decent for someone who never welded before. And I did try a few little things with the welder, like the poles. I haven't tried it during my pass, but like on the side on scrap metal, I just tried the pole setup and stuff like that, and pretty fun, honestly, pretty fun. I'm just going to readjust that now that I think of it, because we actually did had a little bit of fun there. Cool. So let's turn on the gas. Cool, let's bring the pedal, because we're gonna need all that this morning. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to sit down. Yeah, my weld there was pretty cool, but honestly, like, it was thicker material than what we practice on. So the base plate was thicker, and the tube was thicker too. So like, with that being thicker on both sides, that was pretty helpful. Yep, we're gonna be able to sit down and have more stability here, I think. Now let's get out all these thing. Ground on the corner we remove the paint from. That here. Let's go. And the tungsten, we're gonna sharpen it, but it's already pretty decent right now, because we haven't fucked it up. Also last night, I'm not sure, he put a little bit of filler rod on top of the tungsten once, but only once, not like 10 times like I did. There we go. Beautiful little tungsten, dual side. Oh, that was hot. That is very hot and very pointy. I just burned the tip of my finger on the tungsten, the fresh sharpened tungsten. There we go. So beautifully sharpened tungsten there. Let's try, like I said, the assembly, just to make sure we have the orientation we want. Because basically what we need to keep in mind is that here is the passenger side. So this is towards the front, and I want to bring the fuel lines to the left side there, right side. But to help us there, we might be clocking it this way, so I can go out like this, return line in the center, and merge them at the bottom here in front of the fuel tank. So that's the idea right now. But yeah, so here everything's lining up, everything's good, and if I need to put it this way instead, that's gonna also work. So I can go pretty much anywhere from here. That will still probably work, having one getting out here, like with a 90 degrees and 45 degrees fittings. I could get out there and the return line here, so we should be pretty good with that. Yep, so position here is really good. It's really helpful to be able to clock it in whatever direction we want. And like I said, we need to make sure we're not spreading too much heat. We need to make sure we are not warping that, because we have a seal on the back surface here, two big O-ring sealing on top of that. So that's the idea there. Anytime you have nice, nice heavy plate, you can turn the heat up. It feels better, because thin material is stressful, to say the least. Yeah, exactly. Here, I'm pretty confident we're gonna have some fun doing it. I think, honestly, with the experience of yesterday, I think if I don't want to spread too much heat, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I'm gonna have to maybe turn up the heat a little bit more, aiming at my ring. And that's Bash from TFG community also, who's a welder, that sent me a beautiful painting, like a little draw of how the tungsten should aim at this this here, so I will probably be aiming a little bit more to the ring and with a bit of higher temp so that I can make a puddle quickly there and bring it down and just like throw it straight onto the fuel tank. I'm guessing that it will be helpful to make sure I have not a big like heat dispersion, to have a higher amp right at first so I can make a good puddle straight on the ring and bring it down quickly without and move a bit faster. Yep, yeah, but Bash has been here also like in the last couple of months, and even though for the last months I haven't really streamed, but he was there and we've been like chatting about it. I showed him the machine and everything, and he gave me advice even when I actually was there when I welded the frame rail with the MIG welder on the car, and he helped me a lot there. He was even able to make me do some slight adjustment on the welder just by the sound of it, and he was like, turn a little bit more the heat or reduce your wire and stuff like that, and that was pretty amazing. That was so cool. All right, no more temperature here, we're gonna go straight into it. That we have a good ground, we will take that. We need the welding mask, and it's gonna be the time to start. Good morning to everyone joining. By the way, I see the viewer counter going up. Thank you for being here. Also, hello YouTube. If you're watching the VOD on YouTube sometimes later than right now, right here today on this cold day of January. We need a new filler rod here, and we're gonna be ready to send it. So I'm gonna take a look. I'm guessing, from what I've seen at the bottom here, knowing we're matching a lot on the TIG weld we did yesterday, I'm guessing I'm gonna be good for somewhere around 80 amp. So I should be able to melt pretty quickly on the top ring and move it down to the bottom ring at 80 amps. So that's gonna be where we're starting first. Since we did the bottom at 60, because I need to go in and in between. I know the top ring could take probably 90 to 100 without hesitation, but I really want to make sure I'm having like a decent heat for when I'm gonna go down on that bottom layer. I'm gonna be removing that. Sorry, I hit the cam, and I'm gonna be clamping it to make sure we reduce how much of a gap we have due to the distortion of yesterday welding session. There we go. So the idea here is going to be to go from that, and bringing that along with me. Cool. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have a bit of difficulties on that side. So I'm gonna already turn that so I can be a little bit in a better angle for me when it's gonna come to that. All right, we're ready. Whew. Only one try, baby. Let's see how that ring reacts. Let's go. Come on. Come on. There we go. All right, I have difficulties to melt it together and bring that to the ring at the bottom. I'm gonna have to maybe turn on a little bit more heat. I have no penetration right now on top ring. And maybe I will have to play with my throttle pedal when I'm going to the bottom ring. Because right now it was really difficult, and we can see that the pattern, I don't know if you see it on the cam, but I was starting to spread a little bit too much heat in there. So I'm gonna try it back and see how it's going. There we go. So I don't think I'm gonna be able to do a complete pass right now, just because I don't want to spread too much heat there, but right now it felt really good. So it's a really small weld, I'm telling you. It's really testing the surface right now more than anything else. Woo. But that weld went, like you can see the shiny part there, went pretty good in there. So, but as you can see, the heating pattern on top is quite high. So I'm gonna need to make sure I'm taking care of that. But most of it was on the first try that was not with good penetration at first. So I'm gonna turn and spin the, okay, bye. I'm gonna spin that. I'm gonna make sure I don't have anything left in here. There we go. All right, and we're gonna go to the opposite side of it. Now I'm gonna have to stand up because I cannot work there. I'm gonna go like this, like that. We have a pretty good gap to close here. Might have to push on it actually. There we go. All right, gap is closed a little bit more. So I'm gonna try to do something similar with throwing my rod to the ground. And I'm just going to put you higher in here so you have a better view of what's going on. They're solid, just like he said, keep the heat on the thick side looking nice. Perfect. Yeah, and I'm gonna try to throttle it through when I'm going to the bottom so that I'm not overheating the fuel tank. All right, let's get right there. There we go. I think I'm not moving fast enough for it not to overheat. Yeah, I stick to my tungsten. Tungsten is still fine, so I'm gonna see afterward if I need to. All right. All right. We're gonna go really little by little. I was saying, oh, it's gonna be in 3 passes. Yeah, more like 5 or 6 of them. I prefer to spin a little bit around. Oh, I disconnected the cam. The cam is tilted, sorry. There we go. That's looking not bad at all. The color changing on the material led me think I might be putting a bit too much heat. Just so I make sure I'm understanding right, Tig, since you're here, might as well ask you. I feel like it takes me a little bit long to successfully push some material, have a good puddle into my ring. It feels a bit long. Is it possible that I could even turn up the heat even more since it's really thick material, like put it to like 100 amp and then have a really good puddle right at the beginning really quickly and move it down? Or is it going to spray the heat even more? Because I feel like right now I'm staying a long ass time. It feels like I'm staying, oops, sorry, it froze. It seems like I'm staying really long on the same spot to get a really good, it's cold though in the garage, so that might be why, and it will get easier when it's getting hotter. But it feels like I'm staying a long time in the same spot and it's heating the ring a lot. Then I have a puddle to bring back down. Okay, perfect. Because yeah, I have plenty, like I see it through the color of the material and everything, but at the same time it feels like kind of maybe wrong, I don't know. I'm gonna go to the other side, or actually I'm gonna bring it that way. You see how it washed together and kind of flatter. Okay, you think you're saying the weld itself? Yeah. Okay. So that's what I'm looking more. I don't care too much about the color of the thing. I'm really more looking at this, the way the weld reacted, right? All right, let's go through here. So this here is going to be a little bit harder. That's the biggest gap there, but we should be good to do it. Sometimes you want to let it heat up, like it might take a minute, but it will be fine. Okay, sounds good. I'm just afraid of warping the ring, that's why. Sorry for the noise, I'm just trying to figure out if we have the best gap closing possibilities here. Yeah, I know that was so good just before that. Come on, you got this. There we go. All right, let's keep going. Go way too hot. As soon as you try to wash, it will blow a nice hole. Okay, yeah, so right now I'm really far from that as long as I'm washing. So at 90 right now, it really feels great because my puddle is washing well and merging straight into the tank when I'm going down. The first one at 80, it took me like a lot of time having my puddle on top ring. Then when I tried to wash it, I had to heat even the tank under it to merge the puddle and had to move back and forth a few times because it was not washing pretty well. I'm offering that heat advice based on the welding profile. What do you mean by that? Because of your thin material on the butt. Okay. We want to, yeah. Too hot, that's okay, yeah. What do you mean that heat advice based on the welding profile? I'm not sure. Okay, perfect. Sounds good. I'm gonna make sure my tungsten is in good condition because since I've touched it with the filler rod, I just want to make sure it's not going to be trashy in our hand. So I'm gonna sharpen it again because that's what I'm doing the most, I think. From now on, I cannot change the noise level, so you're gonna have to assume that. All right, something's not happy here. I'm gonna release that one. I think the belt sender again did some faulty stuff, funky stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna have to readjust the entire thing. All you hear is work, perfect. It's just like I love to bring the sound down if I'm about to make a lot of noise, just because in the headset of people it might be a little turn off. All right, let's go, let's keep going. Keep the heat on top and washing. All right, that one seems pretty well. Weird cam position action. So the one on the right, of course. So that won't dig in pretty well. Now let's do that last side there. That was the trickiest one because there was a bit of a bigger gap there. I could hear a little funky, small popping noise just because I think there was air behind it, so it didn't help having something I would say unnoisy, but that's not really a word. So I'm gonna do a little pass here, then I'm gonna move at the back here and we're gonna take a break. So I'm gonna do like 5 in the end. Go. pedal seems a bit far for where I'm going. All right. Wash. Connect. Fuse. There we go, baby. Fuse. Fuse up. It's not feeling as great here. Come on. There we go. Now the heat feels just right. I washed a little bit too high over there, but still doing pretty good. Hey, that one looks pretty decent, to be fair. I washed a little bit high in one spot, but otherwise it felt pretty good. All right, let's move to the other side. Then, like I said, we'll take a little break. I might do it this way, actually. Exactly what I was planning to do, removing the ground, because ground is useless, right? There we go. My cable are getting so fucked up right now. I'm gonna have to do a really good cleanup of that. I'm maybe going to change the way this welder is done right now. Like this, well, not welder, but the cart, just so I can have some really good cable management in there. Might modify it in the near future. All right, we keep going, guys. We keep going. One more pass there, and then we are giving it a little well-deserved rest. Oh, is the tech warping at all? It was yesterday. Right now it seems okay, to be fair. I think it's warping a little because I have a little bit more gap than in the beginning in some spot, but it's not really warping, and it's more the surface of the ring, because the tank itself I don't really care. It's really the surface of the ring that needs to stay flat for the fuel pump assembly to seal. So that's more what I'm afraid of. Fuse. There we go. Because is it warping? The answer needs to be yes, because I hear it go click, click a little bit. But yeah. All right. That's looking legit. So I'm just gonna leave that here, that like this, just so I know which one was my last one. We're gonna give it a 5-minute breaks. Turn that off, put the heater in the garage back on. Little 5-minute breaks, and we're gonna be continuing 5 to 10, let's see. In the meantime, what we can do, front cam. Oh yeah, they are broken now, right? Let me check if I can fix that. So that's one thing we can do. So honestly, right now, my welds are not looking bad at all. If you want to see, the first one is terrible, but right after I got the edge there of what was going on, the one on this side here looks pretty damn amazing. Look at this one. Is it broken? No. That little one. So the one on the right on top here is the first one looking disgusting. And when I got better settings, it's the one next to it on the left. So right now we see it seems to wash pretty well. It seems to be quite flat, filling that small gap we have at the bottom there. So honestly, if I was to do it again, so after a discussion with Bash yesterday, we decided to weld the gap that had a leak in it first. I think I will do the opposite thing today. Well, that first weld we did all around here like had added a bit of distortion to the fuel tank, which means our gap is less good for welding that ring. That's a thing. However, I'm saying I will do it like ring first, so it is nice and flush, and then weld it. However, we know the outer side here is thinner than the inner side, which means there will be a good chance I put a hole through that if I was to do that. So I'm saying that, but honestly, I don't know. I don't think there's a really best solution there, because also yesterday I had the possibility to have a really good angle on that little place I needed to weld, while not having like a weird angle. If I had the ring in there, it will be a bit awkward to weld that. So hard to say. I'm saying I would have done that differently, but at the same time it works quite well right now. So in the meantime, I was to fix the butt. Let's close that. Let's reopen it. Beautiful colors. I love the rainbow colors of heat dispersion in metal. What's going on in here? All right, is the butt listening to me now? Yep. And the first thing he logged is I am. All right. All right, big brother. I want to take a little picture of that. Hey, TIG welding pictures look just awesome. Looks so good. Front cam. Front cam. There you go. Look at this. The clamp, 2 good looking welds, the TIG torch. Incredible. Oh, you're proud. Oh, it's like the master seeing his student perform. Let's go, big love. Man, this week has been mental. Like, what the heck? We are actually doing something decent, not beautiful, decent. Like, you see all those videos, people going like, and it's all the perfect wave going on each other, and then after that, it's all perfectly spaced, and you're like, oh, that's welding porn. But like, for now, I'm super happy. Chef kiss. We love that. Let's go, baby. That's gonna be so cool, honestly. Like, it's mental. Because basically, for anyone who doesn't know how fuel system work, it's nothing crazy. First of all, first rule of them all, a fuel pump loves to push, not to pull. So the closest you are to the fuel, the better. On that car, the Datsun, the fuel pump used to be external from OEM, so it had to pull the fuel from the tank and push it towards the engine. Check the inside of the tank for deep penetration. Ooh, that's I don't want to touch it right now because it's hot, but yeah, I will need to. So first of all, at the same time, it doesn't need to go like super deep. As long as it's connected, it's okay. See how much it bled through. Okay, I'm gonna try to, wait. You're right. Because that could give us a pretty good heat reference and see if we need to adjust, right? So, just going to do that, and that's gonna be my camera to see where did I weld there? It's still so hot. All right, I'm gonna turn on the video and see if I'm getting something there. No, that was my torch. Not a good idea to keep it on top there. All right. Oh, we do have a penetration through it. Wait. Oh, I haven't seen a lot of things. I'm gonna try to grab the perfect frame then. Is it? We can see the heat splash at the back here. So we have penetration because there's heat splash. I'm gonna try to get a better angle on it. Going dark. I think I got it. Yeah, it's hard to see properly, but we have that. If it's not. So all that white there, yeah, that's like heating pattern. Because sometimes in that burn through, I can create a gas bucket that does not get completely filled. Doing a pressure test when I was about to, like I said, it's not like it's gonna be pressurized, but what I was planning to do was to basically cap here with duct tape, put some soap and push some air through the vent. So this way, that will mean we can see if there's bubble, just to see if it's leaking. Because like I said, because of the vent we have right here, there's never pressure or anyway. So there's never going to be any pressure. So yeah, it's more like leaks I'm looking for because I don't want that smelly fuel scent in the car. Because anytime a fuel system is not properly sealed, you can smell it pretty much. So I'm just gonna do a seal test, and that's gonna be pretty much it, I will say. Because like, yeah, it's not supposed to be pressurized. It's supposed to auto-regulate itself with the vent. So when temperature goes down, the liquid is shrinking a little bit because science, physics, and when that happens, air will get pushed in through the vent. And on the other side, when it's getting super hot and the fuel is expanding, the vapor will be pushed through the vent too. So, which is today, like we were talking earlier this week, today it's now done via the fuel canister, the charcoal canister, to filter those fuel vapor, which is not the case on that car because it's too old. So I'm gonna have a vent in the fender at the side of the car. So yep, that's gonna be the idea there. And that vent's supposed to plug right in the filler cap, but that's something we're gonna have to see because I'm not sure it's still there. I added, like when I was talking about the pressurized problem on the older tank, it was basically one thing I did correct. I put a barb fitting through the top of the fuel tank and just pushed a little hose on top of the filler neck with a filter on top of it, so it was breathing freely basically, but like really breathing freely. Probably if you park the car with a full tank for an entire summer, it will all evaporate through it because it was quite a big hose going all the way up there. So but at the same time it was working, it was doing the job. And having it, important thing, if you add ventilation to a fuel tank, you need your the top of your hose to be higher than the filler neck, because the filler neck, if you're pouring gas into it, when it's getting like to a certain level, the thing that makes it unclick, stop pouring gas on the nozzle, is because the fuel went up there. Basically, it's kind of is like, it's not exactly that, but almost. So if you have your vent lower than that, it could spray out of your vent. Like you could fill the tank up to a level where it's spraying out of the vent. So the vent needs to be higher than the filling hole of the filling tube of the car. It will spit back out, right? Yeah, exactly. So that's why if the vent is lower, you could just throw fuel on the ground. So you really need it to be higher. Some of them, most of them actually, if you didn't know, a fuel cap is not perfectly sealed. There's a bit of vent in it, a bit of aeration through it, and sometimes the vent, and I think on that car it's supposed to be this way, the vent is coming back on the top of the filler neck. So the filler neck is the tube going down from the fender where you have your fuel cap, and it's just a little tube connecting right on top. So you put your hose through that, and it's the vent going down into the filler neck. So sometimes it's as simple as this. All right, I don't know if it's that is it flat. I don't know if it's still hot. I can touch it without burning myself, so I will say I'm pretty much good to send it back. It's still hot a little bit, but like just decent hot. So let's throw a second pass on top of that. Yeah, we're gonna have to probably, I can see that the surface here had a bit of a little bit of not dust, but I think it was like protection material on top that just burnt a little bit. So I'm gonna have to probably sand the top surface a little bit before closing it in the end. But yeah, why is there more schmutz down there? I'm gonna have to wash it again. Can I still? Yeah, okay, I can still go with my hand in there. That's good. So next step, dual side. Next step, we are going to start from here. Since the last weld was right here, we're gonna start from here and move our way through here and try to fix that first weld we did. So if we can connect with it, that will be amazing. So I'm gonna turn that here. In fact, yeah, let's, I'm not sure because my ground's over there. Yeah, that way is gonna be way better. That, bring you with me. Connection still holding. There. All right. There we go. Oh, I'm not 20 years old anymore. So we're gonna do that. Let's grab this. Cool. Do you think I've waited long enough, Tig? Because you're the one that told me it will be a good idea to take some pause. It feels like it is a good pause right now. Just letting the heat cool to touch. If it's still hot, but I can like do this, is it okay? Because that side it's still hot, but since it's thick, okay, but still hot. Okay, it's okay to touch, but still hot. Perfect. Because otherwise, with the thickness of the okay, perfect. Yeah, because the thickness of the material will make it hard to cool down, like few hours. Maybe not few hours, but an hour for sure. All right, so I'm gonna go straight in there and try to connect that to here. So we'll see if I can do it in one go. Otherwise, we will just make it happen later on. So let's go. I'm gonna try to make sure I have a good position. Come on, connect. There we go. Maybe I won't be able to do it in one go because right now I feel my position as being exactly a good one, but I can take it back right there. The weld was feeling really good. Yep, that weld felt super good. And it is looking like one of my best ones so far. Longest pass we have done yet, and I felt like the heat was not going too high. That felt perfect. So we went from here to here with a little pause there. We did a pause here to just replace ourselves, but from here, connecting to that first one that was a bit disgusting. That looks really good, honestly. That's one of the best one I've done so far. And by far, like, I feel like I managed to keep my puddle really tight into the gap there, like the meeting spot, and just move my way, and I wasn't washing as high as I was on the other part. So my heat pattern here stayed really, like I didn't went up to the other side like in other places. I really keep the heat pattern on top here, close to the edge. Yo, that one felt great. So now if I done that, if that was my last one, I went here. I will try to cover something in here or here. I will say maybe, it's hard now because you need to figure out where you're going. Maybe since we started push the heat there, I'm gonna go there and move this way. Let me push you back, guys. Yeah, that one felt great. Like way more than I expected. All right. It's passion, baby. When you're putting a lot of passion in it, it helps. So let's try to do that one. This is at the back, so the bigger gap that we need to fill, so we'll see how that one's going now. And that is good so far. Come on, little puddle. Move to your place. I'm gonna have to release because I'm burning a little bit through the ring there, a bit too much heat at the end, but otherwise the welds look quite good. You have undercut, but you will control that with time. Okay, what is undercut? Is it when you're coming back on your things? I'm not sure what it is, undercut. I don't think you explained me. I saw that on internet earlier this week. Yeah, well, last night I think, looking at some welding stuff, because yeah, I'm a crack right now and I'm just doing that. I'm just like basically geeking out on welding stuff while playing Tarkov.
Right to jail.
Fuck off, Micah. Have under control that time, just slow down a bit when washing to the top and watch the undercut fill in before you wash to the bottom. Is the jagged edge on the top edge of your weld? Ah, okay, I think I get it. Okay. So it's like I have my weld, but like where my puddle stopped, there's still a bit of something on top of it. Is that it? Oh. All right. Makes sense. So I've just done, which one was it already? That one there, no, that one there, I think. I think I'm now due to do something over here. Yep. Good morning, Maka, how are you doing? You're taking metal away with undercut. Oh, okay. Okay, sounds good, because yeah, right now I think I'm not 100% sure, but I'm gonna try to figure that out eventually. As long as you're not telling me that's making my project useless. Let's keep going. Oh yeah, I see what you mean, I think. I've just done it again. If that's what it is hard to control, man. I haven't put myself in a good position to weld that. I'm having the greatest moment right now. I'm gonna just feel that and release and replace myself a little bit. Oof, I put a lot of filling material in there. And wash it a little bit more and keep going. Oh no! I dig a hole. Alright, I'm gonna try to fix that hole. Alright, there we go. There was a small hole appearing. Yes, the fuel tank is warping, by the way. I can see it now. Here it warped a little, but we're good. Oh, sorry. Sorry, thing. Should have let it go. I got it though. I got it. Alright, makes sense. So I should have let. I mean, I just went half pedal and just pour a bit of filler material. Next time I'm gonna wait before. Alright, let's give it a break because I feel like we're having a lot of heat in here. And then we're gonna be able to finish probably like filling some spot there and here and there. And we're gonna get close to the end. We have small spot we can probably do. I'm tempted to try that one, but we just did that one, so yeah. Let's give it a little bit of break. How you doing, Marka, this morning? You beautiful. 5 minutes break. I was to say front cam, but the bud is broken due to the TIG welding for some mysterious sorcery there. Yeah, I know he called OSHA on me. Doesn't matter, his opinion count, you know? It's not like I was going to listen to that guy. But true, I'm listening to all of you guys. He just called me on OSHA and then went out. Wow, that's kind of rude actually. Hell yeah, boy. Time for some coffee pause. Ugh. Front cam. There we go. It's getting somewhere. We'll remove that. So if you want to take a look, second pass done, so might as well do that. Do this. We are starting to have some pretty cool thing in here. Dual side. Roast my welds. With no lights, you're seeing a little better even. So we're getting there. We can see where the hole was. It was it? Yeah, it was right. Watch out, it's hot. There. Almost touch it. Oh yeah. But however, the ring itself seems to be still pretty flat, which is good. So we're gonna give it a break and then we're gonna move on and finish. So what I want to try next is to maybe cover those places, those really small gap in between two welding pass, take a small break and finish welding the rest of it. So, because if I'm doing like this spot here, I will have that one left, that one left. I have a small spot here, and I have another one. That one is quite big. Maybe I will do that big one, small, small, and then wait. Because that's what pretty much is left to do here. Stuck in. It's about, I think TIG, it's already stuck to the tank, I think. Like, I think if I try to remove it right now, I will have a hard time. But let's make it really tight. Let's make sure there's no leak at all. And yeah, so after that, I'm gonna do a leak test on it. I will put some soap with a bit of water down there on the edge. and then we're gonna just cover the holes and push some air through it. But yeah, so far, honestly, it's been a long time, but like a really long time I didn't had like that feeling about discovering something so cool. TIG welding has been like a real good discovery this week. It's like one of the best experiences in a long time I had. And I'm not saying that like, oh my god, my life is boring. That sounds like it was such, I'm having the worst life ever. No, it's not the case. It's just like, you know, at some point you have tested a lot of things and stuff, and like feeling something so different as TIG welding is like something else, honestly. Just like the first time I drove a 700 HP car, that's something different. Yeah, and I mean, it's not even the fact of being good. Like, I feel like I'm doing like a decent job right now, but it's not even the fact of being good. If I was trash, I would have like worked my ass out to make it work. Because, all right, one of my thing in life, like front cam. One of the thing I hate the most in life is paying someone for doing something I think I was able to do. If I think I'm able to do something and I just don't have the equipment or like the appropriate skill right now, sometimes I prefer to wait, buy the tools, learn by myself. Of course, we're not talking about like that tools that cost $5,000 and yeah, I can do it by myself then, but I have that tools for one job, $5,000, and at the shop it will be 500. We're not talking about that scenario there. We're really talking about, like, let's just say welding. That job here is not worth the welder, right? If that was the only job, I would have bring the fuel tank to someone. I have a friend doing those kind of job, and I would have just asked him, put me that ring on top there. However, I want this. I want a turbo setup, which include custom exhaust, wastegate, blow-off valve, O2 sensors, stuff like that. I'm gonna have a shitload of TIG welding. I could have done it probably with a MIG, but it would look disgusting. Most of the things coming with it are stainless steel, and so we cannot really do that with a MIG. At least I'm not equipped for that. So at this point, adding everything up, I was like, yo, I'm gonna learn how to TIG weld because I'm gonna be able to do it myself. So, and that here is one of the reasons I'm like, hey, I'm doing that project by myself. In parts, that car cost like a few $10,000 there, but if I was to ask a shop to do this exact project, we're looking at something around $75,000 project right there, to be fair. And I'm not even kidding, because I know people who have done like projects that are less intense than that and put $15,000 just in time for a garage to do it. And welding isn't something everyone just picks up. I mean, yeah, fair, because I think you need to be in a certain like mental state, and I'm not talking about being healthy mentally, like we're all a bunch of crazy people in here, but like basically what I'm talking about is like, if you're not ready to see that you're doing something wrong, if you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do that because I know I can and I'm the best, might not go as well. Yeah, you have some good upcoming project for that machine. Oh, hell yeah. So basically right now I have rods to do stainless steel. That's gonna be the next step to learn. And I'm gonna, I also have rods to go from stainless steel, like filler rod to go from stainless to mild steel, because my exhaust system, and that was funny because my friend who's a welder was laughing at it a little bit. At first he was telling me, okay, when you're gonna do your exhaust, make sure you're back purging it and everything, and I was like, dude, I'm not doing that. And he was like, why not? Like, you're gonna do it properly first time, right? And I'm like, No, I'm not even going stainless steel. I'm going straight mild steel pipe for the exhaust system because I know that in a year I will look at it and I'm gonna be like, ew, that's disgusting. Because it's my first big project with a TIG welder. And he was like, well, at least you're realist about it. Like you're true to you're like you're seeing the truth through that. And I'm like, well, yeah, it's my first one. So I won't pay like all the material to do it in stainless steel and everything, knowing that at the moment I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do the entire exhaust. I'm gonna be like, oh my god, that's amazing! I've done such a cool job, just like I'm doing right now on the fuel tank. And in a year, looking at it, I'm gonna be like, oh well, time to get back at it because it's not that cool. Yeah, you might want to chop it off and make a better one later. Exactly, that's the idea there. I want to practice. I want to make it like it's working, and in a year or two, because right now there's also some body work to do on the car eventually, a bit of rust at the bottom of the doors, stuff like that. So right now we're going to tackle on the mechanic, make everything work. When everything works next year, I will love to do the fresh paint and everything on it, because right now we're assembling the entire mechanic, make it work. When it's working, we remove everything, we paint engine bay and under panel of the car. Then when that is done, we reassemble everything, we put that back together and make it work, bring it to the dyno and have it tune on it. And once this is done, next year I would love to remove every panels and do the exterior paint of it and body work that it needs. So therefore, it's probably in 2 years that I'm gonna look back at the mechanic and ask myself what I can improve on it. And knowing that right now, we're using a twin scroll turbo that we're gonna adapt as a one scroll, I guess. Like basically, for those who are not used to turbo system, you have a thing called a twin scroll turbo, which usually you will take 4 cylinders from one side, 4 cylinders from the other side, bring those exhausts all along but never meeting with each other, getting inside the turbo. This way you have 2 intake for exhaust gas into the turbo to spin the turbine, and that is providing more power. But I'm not doing that. Reason for that, you need 2 wastegates when doing this, more piping, and it's really harder to fit everything. So, and just the 2 wastegates, you're adding a $500 US on top of the bill for the turbo system. So instead, I'm doing a Y pipe, bringing all the exhaust gas together and going into the turbo on both bank of the turbo. So on both sides, it's gonna go evenly. So we're seeing, like, we're not using the twin scroll property of the turbo. We're just acting like a standard turbo in it. What's the downside of that? The downside pretty much is that you can have a 15 to 20% loss mid-range in power. So not at the bottom of your RPM, not at the top of your RPM, but mid-range you can have like a curve that's gonna be a little bit more linear instead of having a peak, which means, like I said, 15 to 20% loss, power loss right there. That may sound a lot, but for the weight of the car and the HP we're aiming at, that's actually not a bad thing. It might make the car control, like it may bring the car under control instead of being out of control. So we're gonna see there, but that's another reason why I'm going mild steel, because basically if I was to go with all stainless and everything, maybe in 2 years I'm gonna be like, I want that 15 to 20% power back in that car, and I'm gonna be like switching the entire manifold and Y pipe setup to a twin scroll. So that's a possibility, but honestly, being 100% honest, I think that won't happen, because I think the 600 HP for which the car is getting prepared for is already too much. I'm pretty sure we're gonna, like, the car is built for about 800 HP at the moment. We're aiming at 600 HP, and I think in the end I might have a switch button to turn it down for street use. autocross use and full performance, because I can see the moment where it's gonna be bad. I can see where it's gonna be too powerful for its own good. So yeah, that's gonna be something we will discover later when the engine's gonna be assembled and working. Engine assembly probably next week, by the way, if we have done, we are finished with that today. All right, let's keep going. That was a good pause. Now we can keep going, because this is, I can touch it. It's still hot, but I can touch it. Dual side. Oh, actually, wow, yeah. Let me bring you back a little, because hey, too close to the welder is no good for the camera. I'm actually surprised I haven't burned the camera yet. Like, the lamps are holding to that light. It will happen eventually, we all know that. Because yeah, since you're not there since the beginning of the project, also like the hoist, that's a brand new thing from the beginning of last summer, and I bought it especially for that project. Like, I just went all in because I know it's something that's gonna get useful later for other projects, but that was really just like for the Datsun, because doing an exhaust while being laying on the ground is not cool. So let's try to close those small parts here and there, those small weld gap. I don't know how to speak this morning. Basically, we're gonna try to close the small gap in between two welding pass now, so that we can just move on and give it a last pause before welding the rest of the thing there. And after that, we're gonna be, going into lunch break, I guess, and this afternoon we're gonna be assembling the fuel system in it. I don't think this afternoon is gonna be a super long stream, to be fair, but we'll see. So let's get straight into it. There we go. There we go. Like this, like that, and send it. Puddle is created. Come on. I haven't done a good thing there. Well, it's not bad. We have seen worse. I'm just not in the best position. Maybe I should put myself back in a good position. We're almost close. There we go. Pretty good. I have one place that the fusion didn't happen well. We'll see if we have a leak. I don't think we're gonna have a leak. There's just a bit of a place where I think that might be what we were talking about, the undercut. But yeah, otherwise, oh yeah, I think that's what it is. Okay, I think I figured out, Pig, what you were talking about with that undercutty thing. Undercutty thing. All right, let's move to that side there. Actually, I should have spin on the other side. That was dangerous. Bangoros. All right. Yep. I'm not in a good position. I don't like it. Yep, not bad, not bad. Now, we are starting to get connection in a few different spots. We just did that. I can try to bring some material here because we have just done that part there now. So we just need to make sure we're not going too hot on the ring. Actually, I might try to finish that side there. Or just close it a little bit more actually. Yeah, let's do that and then we're gonna take the last break. Maybe. Good. Just a little thing there. Just needed to cover the hole. Let's go. So I've just done that one, so that should be too hot. Here it's gonna be hard to decide how we're doing that. You know what, I'm gonna finish that little hole because that's a really small gap, and then last pause, well, maybe not the last, but we're gonna see if we're getting another pause right after. There you go. And I think I just done a mistake. Yep, I poke a hole through it. We're gonna let it cool down, then we're gonna fix that because I just dig a hole. Because since I've done that, there was probably heat that went through there, so yeah. kind of want to see if there's any place I can still keep going. Feel like here I could be actually closing a little bit more. Or bring that one there, closer to that one. Yep. Oh, that one started super quickly and super well. There we go. That back section went so well into that. Yep, here we have been damaging a little bit. Hey, what's up, Hog? Good morning. You are looking awesome. Oh, pop, pop, pop. Look at this. Whee! Oh hell yeah, TIG welding is amazing. Oh yeah, you can see them pretty well. We can see also on the left side there the hole I just put through that, but shh, we're not talking about this. I'm gonna try to fill it up right now actually. Now it cooled down a little, it's not red hot. We're just gonna go slow on heat and see if we can do something for that. All right, so we know where we're gonna have to look at when it's gonna be the leak test. All right, that seems to have done it. Yep, that seems pretty good. All right, a little break, then we're gonna have two places to do. Back here, front there, and we're gonna be done. I don't think I'm gonna have enough filler rod for that. We're gonna see. But I'm pretty sure I won't. So, let's take a little break. Put back the heater in the garage, because yep, it's that cold today. So Hawk, how are your days going so far? Mine is going pretty well. If everything seals at the end there, it's gonna be amazing. And if we don't have too much of a leaking issue, it should be fun. Saying that, I will need to take a look at where's my duct tape actually. Nah, Micah just turned himself. Timed out low. Lack of sleep makes how grumpy grumpers. Oh. Well, you need to go to bed. Wait, you haven't left that late last night. So, you haven't played with us actually last night. Never mind. What have you done last night? Did you play with Peach? Is that what it is? And you stayed up late? That's why. Do you know if she's going to play with us eventually? That will be cool. Just saying. Just saying. That. Yay, that will be so nice. I hit level 30, which was my goal of the week. Let's go! Yep, 30 last night, and this morning I just did stash management. I was poor as hell, so and I had some insurance getting expired. So basically, I just decided to sell a bunch of things. Now I made a bit of money, and yeah. Let's go! So last night was rough, though. I've played just a few games, then went on Hunt Showdown with my friends, then came back for 1 or 2 raids with Mike and Lum. We ratted power in customs, and I happened to hear some shot at old gas. So I was looking on 2nd floor with a SV98 towards the railway and stronghold. I was just waiting there, and I saw the guy getting through. Completed a quest with killing PMCs at more than 80 meters. That was my last one, plus a shooterborn. I'm missing 1 shooterborn on customs now. Let's go. 1 on customs, 1 on woods, I think. No, woods is completed, I think. So I'm missing like 1 kill on 2 maps, and then I need to start working on other maps. So Shooterborn is getting pretty much up there. I think I'm close to 50% done. So hell yeah, that's going great. And if Shooterborn is done and the grind for the levels goes well, I'm aiming at ending the next month at 42, which will give me maybe 3 to 4 months before next wipe to maybe play for Kappa. Maybe. If I can keep the rhythm there, if I can stay focused on that and everything goes well, man, that will be so cool. But I'm gonna need your help, guys. So I'm just saying that, and I don't want to impose that to anyone. And are you 31 this morning, man? You were 29 when I woke up. What the heck? What are you doing, Micah? Damn. All right, guys, that's gonna be the end of the stream. I need to go grind some levels. No, never mind. But yeah, maybe I'm gonna try to go for Kappa. So I'm gonna see how it's going. But yeah, there's a lot of PvP quests that I'm trying to get done soon, so that I can focus on UL gas tank, yeah, true. But yeah, so I'm gonna try to get a lot of the PMC stuff done like early, so that I can focus on all those quests for grabbing stuff, marking stuff, and everything later on. So, but I'm saying that, and there's still quests that you need to do to be able to unlock the other one. So yeah, we'll see. But honestly, I'm really hoping for maybe just having the chance of it. the big armor and an RD and an alt and a Chad's melt to PPSH. Oh, let's go! Man, level 31, Micah, you're playing. You got in front of me so quickly this morning. Because basically, I ended up last night at 30, and this morning I just managed to, what was it? I finished a task for Ragman and by buying something, and then after that there was a few quests back to back that I was able to turn in right away because of that. And with that done, I went to 30 and a half. Like I'm almost 31, not almost, but like I have 45k XP to go for 41, I think. 31, I mean. That's why. Damn. Shit. I'm gonna need to pump up those numbers then. Oh, and tonight I have a restaurant thingy with friends, with old friends, so I might be there but late, so we'll see. Hopefully I'll be there. All right, are we finishing that? It's still pretty hot, not fun to touch. So let's wait a little bit. I throw that away, but maybe with those two, I'm gonna have enough. Because that one here, I'm pretty sure I can do all this one right there. And the other one, I can do the other. Let's go, reuse. Oh man, honestly, like, I can't wait for getting to 42 max trader where you don't get bothered anymore with buying stuff and everything. But I need to pump my money number right now because I'm pushing so much on questing and PMCs that I'm super low money compared to what I'm usually at. I'm not doing scav at all. Like sometimes late at night or like in between the streams on lunchtime, but I'm pretty much not doing a lot of scav, so I'm so freaking poor, it's crazy. I think I've done like not even, what is it? I have like close to 200 PMC raids, and I think I have like 70 scav raids, not even that. Before that, it was the opposite. When 2 wipes ago, I was not pushing at all, but now because of Hawk, I'm always in Shift W mode. Shit happens. I'm dying a little bit more also due to that, but shit gets done at some point. If you're not trying it, it's not working, you know? All right. I really want to keep going on that, so I think we will give it another try and finish that. So we have just 2 spots left to weld, at the back here and at the front here. So we're gonna start by the small one at the front here, and then we're gonna be moving on to the back section there. It was still a bit hot, but we're sending it because I saw the time and I'm hungry as hell right now. So I need that done before going for a little breakfast. That, turning that on, going with that, the helmet. And then that. All right, we're ready to go, guys. Let's get that little fuel tank welded. So, do I have enough filler rod with that one? We shall see. Let's go. It's so calm to do. And the answer is no. Not enough filler rod with that little thing. I'm not going to throw it in the bin just yet because it's hot. All right, let's keep going. There we go. So we know the answer for the next one. We're gonna need a brand new filler rod. And then we're gonna be able to call it progression. Alright, I won't change the camera because I feel like it's a pretty good point of view you still have there. So we're gonna go this way and move our way around. I might have to stop it in between to just rotate a little bit the fuel tank, but yeah. I just hit the cam, but we don't care. Let's go. I'm shaking as hell right now. Gonna have to rotate. And that will be it. And that will be it. Progression. We might have to just, yeah, I mean, when we're gonna do the testing for just to make sure it's not leaking anywhere, we're gonna see if everything's okay, but I think otherwise we might be done. And I'm confident with the leaking test. Just a few spots I'm unsure, but Otherwise, I think we're in a good. I think we're in a good spot. Wanna see, guys? You wanna see? There we go. Let me turn that off there. Oh, the camera is gone. It's a gonna. Am I going to get it repaired like this? Camera didn't like what happened there. There we go. So, adapter ring welded. Let's go. Gonna have a cleanup on the tank to do, but yeah, we have our assembly right there. So basically with that done, we're gonna be normally able to just go ahead and put our thing in there. Hopefully it hasn't distorted. I'm pretty sure it's still pretty straight, so that's good. We're gonna clean the surface and then we're gonna test it, but after the lunch break. Thank you so much, Tig. Thank you again. I've said it like 10,000 times already, but you have been an amazing teacher this week. You have been helping me so much on that project. So you're the share of your knowledge and everything means the world to me, and that's exactly why I'm doing that on Twitch, because basically it's like I said, it could be like a context of people trash talking and everything, but yeah. No, I haven't yet. Should I? Let's try, because yeah, I'm stressed about that part. So I was like, yeah, maybe after lunch, but let's go. Let's try one. We shall see if we successfully. So the bolties. Here they are. That's a win. Let's try 3 of them. That's a win. That's a win. Another one, just for the luck. Here. That's a win, let's go! We haven't destroyed the threads. W! So basically, yeah, that was for those who wasn't there when we were talking about it, basically the fact of practicing and everything was that I don't put too much heat and be quite confident when doing that modification. Because if I had put way too much heat, I could have basically deformed the threads in the holes, the threaded holes in there, that will allow me to put my assembly on top of it. Which basically means in that ring being welded and unusable or having to be rethreaded to make it work. But now everything's working, so we did it, guys. We smashed that project. So that's awesome. That's something we're gonna keep going on this afternoon. So right now I'm gonna go for a little break, have a lunch, and eat something, take a break, and let it cool down actually. And after lunch, so around 2 p.m., I'm gonna be back and we're gonna assemble the fuel pump into the hanger, and we're gonna start fitting everything in there. So we're gonna clean the schmutz that went at the bottom, and we'll be right back. End of the day, everything's bolted there and assembled. So I'll see you later, guys. Thank you for being here this morning. I love you all. And yeah, be right back in 2 hours. So be right there. Bye.